So that was the actual walk. Started on the 15th of February. I mean, we actually started on the 16th because on the 15th, the car was still gonna come. No, the Isuzu car was gonna come on the 16th, so I had to stay till the 16th. But yes, that's the other side. As it got closer to the time, things just started coming together. I just started seeing Salsi and Isuzu pulling through. I was like, what? These are like two big brands, you know? Salsi is a popular mobile company, networking company, and Isuzu is a car brand, you know, and they specialize in 4x4s. So when we said we got these guys, I was like, wow, like what is this happening? And then we got to the Salsi offices. This just started happening fast because I remember it happened like I think 2 days or a day before we left. So it happened then, and we got to Salsi, and they provided us with the packages and stuff. And then, yeah, I was like, oh snap. I'm with Salsi, what? Okay, cool, you know? It was one of those like mind-baffling things that were going on. And then Isuzu pulled through. I got to the place, I got to Onke's place on the 15th. We're going to have a meeting with him and Lipsy Media, Rash and Lesedi. And then we were just talking about a couple things, and then we're still gonna have to go buy some stuff at Macro, you know, just package of like stuff in bulk, like water, a lot of water, a lot of fruits, and what else did we get? I thought I was gonna make a smoothie. I even got like a battery smoothie thing, but I didn't even use it. So hey, and then we went to Clicks, you know, got some stuff. Man, I was trying to prepare. Like, started so nonchalant, like, oh man, now we could do this. I've survived on the road, you know, I could do. I was like, all right, I'm gonna prepare myself. So I'm gonna make sure that I got some deep heat, man, and some like joint stuff and all of that. Like, I'm gonna make sure that I can at least be prepared for what's about to happen, because I don't know what's about to happen. So then we met with other two guys. The guy who was going with us was Kangelani from Lucid Visions. He's a family of mine, Ndandani. We grew up together, childhood friends, you know. We've been close since, so we remember each other from like the young state. Yeah, we were gonna go with them because we'd already talked about it in November or October sometime when I used to visit them. I don't think they took us seriously because now we were there, we're like, yo, we are going, guys. So it was supposed to be him and Nhlanhla. Nhlanhla lives with him and they're friends. He also has a photography studio and everything, so you guys should check it out. Some dope pictures. So Nhlanhla had to stay because somebody had to run their company, Lucid Visions. So we thought that he was gonna drive because he has a license and KK doesn't have a license. He should still get a license. He doesn't have a license, and he still was eager to go. He was gonna be shooting and stuff, and Nhlanhla was gonna be driving. So now we're like, literally, we don't have a driver because we're gonna be walking. Yes, KK is gonna be shooting and stuff, but we don't have a driver, and we need a driver with that Isuzu. Because the driver was gonna be meant to just have the luggage and everything we need and resources, because they usually would stop during our walk. There will be stops with that driver so that we can get stuff, and also when we get to towns, you know, go find places to sleep or whatever. So we needed that car, and then night before that, it was the night before we left. No, wait. No, that was the 14th. We thought we were leaving on the 15th. So we met again on the 15th, yeah. So this was the 14th. So now we don't have a driver. I even tried to call another friend of mine because I'm like, who the heck am I going to ask to drive out to Eastern Cape for a month, a day before? Like, they have to make this decision a day before we go about going for 30 days. People are busy, people have commitments. You can't, like, yeah, maybe someone can help you out for a day or two, but to go a whole trip, like a whole month, is something else. So this was like a sudden thing for us, and we didn't know what we're gonna do. But which I even tried to call one friend of mine, and he also couldn't because he had commitments. So I was like, you know what? Let me just let it go. I'm gonna drive because I had faith, I had belief that this was gonna work out either way. And I just had to remind myself, and I prayed. I prayed on the way home, and I just said that I trust you, and whatever happens. Also thanking my dad and acknowledged him, and like after all of that, like that trip home, like I just started feeling this light, beaming from inside me. Like I can't explain it, but that happy butterfly feeling you get. Like I just started feeling that as I'm driving back home, and then in that moment I kind of knew that it's sorted. It's all good. Like it's gonna work out. However it works out. Even if maybe this could be a reason for us not to go, and maybe we should go later. Whatever. Like I just started accepting whatever happens is God's control. So I rested easy. Then the next day, I got a call. Saying that, we had hoped that Lesedi and Rash are gonna come with us because at least they drive. They are the marketing and PR team. But they also couldn't. But they said they found somebody. This guy called Jerry, and Jerry is willing to pull through. So I'm like, wait, what? Someone's willing to pull through with us. Awesome. So we're going to go meet him. So I went there. This is the 15th now. This is supposed to be the day we were leaving. But we're going to get the car a little later on the 15th. So we thought we were going to leave on the 16th in the morning. So I left knowing I'm leaving the house. And I said goodbye to my family and everything. And what made this even harder, man, was that like I didn't know how I'm going to do this after everything happened, because I'm now going out and risking my life after my dad passes. I'm sure my mom is scared right now, and a lot of people are concerned because like it's too soon. It was just all too soon. And that's one of the things that also made it difficult, and I had to kind of be stubborn a little bit to say I'm still going. Like I said I was gonna do this and I'm gonna do it, and I had to kind of make my mom understand, and even though it was hard, and I'm so glad and grateful, Mama, that you did. My mom's Nanti Papakate. Shout out to Nanti Papakate. She's a queen, man. She's a queen for what she did, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful for that, because I know it was probably tough to let me go. So I even had to come in and just said that she'll take care, make sure I'm fine and she mustn't stress, try to calm her down. So then he fetched me and then took my bags and everything, and I headed out. Said goodbye to my nephews. Shout out to Milani and Gamba, and my brothers, Kwakanya and Asvile. They're actually here now. They're walking somewhere, but I told them I need some time, just to make a video. Okay. So I got to Onke's place and I saw the Isuzu parked there. And I was like, wow, this car is so cool. It's the MUX, It's the first time I saw an MUX. So that's the Isuzu gave us that car for 30 days, till the 15th of Feb. So I was like, wow, we actually got it. And the South Sea situation, they gave us 2 tablets. gave us SIM cards, and provided us with the gigabytes, a lot of gigabytes and airtime so that we can communicate and everything. So we left the one tablet with Lipsy Media, Ncede and Rash, and then we had the other tablet with us on the road. So yeah, man, that was really cool because it just showed you how real it is and how real it's become, and that these people actually trust you with this idea, and they're willing to invest in you. And it was just like a different feeling to be invested in by someone powerful, or someone who has the resource. So as a youth, that means a lot because but actually, let me not get into that right now. When I end up going on a tangent, let me get back to the story. So we got there. Jerry pulled through literally a couple of seconds when I got there. And Abostua was shocked, like, didn't you just call this guy? How is he here already? I don't know the context, but they were all shocked that he arrived so fast. And yeah, he came in flying. So he was there with his other friend. I didn't catch the brother's name, but he was there with the homie, and we chilled there. And they said that this guy is going to help us drive, and his name is Jerry, and all of that. And then he spoke, and then I just saw his energy, and I was like, damn, this guy's so positive, and he's a grand guy, like I like that. Like I like being around energy like that, so I was happy. I was like, snap, man, this is gonna be a nice trip because we're going to be with each other for a whole month on the road, and sometimes it might get tough and all of that. So you want to make sure also that you're rolling with the right people. So yeah, that 4 was perfect in that case, because when Jerry came through, I knew that this is God sent. Like, this guy is God sent, and he's a brother, man. So he then went home. Now he has to convince his girl that he's gonna be leaving because he lives with her. But yeah, we're grateful, Queen, that you let your king go, so yeah, it really helped a lot. We drove there. He stays at Alex, dropped him off, he got his stuff. Oh no, he left, and then we fetched him, because now what we're gonna do was, the plan was, we're gonna go sleep at Lesedy's house. She lives near Alberton, so we're gonna head out from there in the morning on the 16th. So this is still the 15th. And then we literally got to the place of rest at Lesedy's after we fetched Jerry. And then they were just sorting out some stuff, some admin stuff, and we're putting certain things aside and packing clothes and putting things in the car and all of that, and we had a good dinner, shout outs to the chef Rash. And then we went to sleep, and I was excited, I won't lie. Like, at that moment, it was our happiest moment of my life, because I was like, this is something, like, this is something great, it's gonna be a nice thing to put down and stamp and say I did that, and it's gonna be history. So I was like excited, had the jitters. So we slept, woke up in the morning, early morning, about like 4 or so, because I wanted to head out at 5. Then we went out, poured petrol, and then got to the spot, the board that said we were going to Vereeniging. So that was going to be our first time. So by the way, we also had like a list, a route map that Stwi's sister hooked up for us, Uzama. So we had that. Is it Zama or Zinhle? Snap, I'm so sorry, Queen, if I forgot. Then there's a road map of different towns and how far they are, kilometers and stuff. So the route we're going to take. So, some towns would be like 40 k's away, 25, 30, 35, 70, 75, 80, 55. So we were still yet to see how we're going to split that up, because I was like, I even thought to myself at the time, like, I don't think we're going to walk to 70 k's, for example, but we'll see. I think at least 30. I was in my mind like, 30 Ks a day. But we got to there in the morning, still hitting a cig, like took pictures and everything, hit a cig, walked out, and I was happy to be on the road. I was like, yeah, I got my time out. I just want to get out of the city, get out from everything, and just detox. I knew this was the moment. So yeah, we walked, we started running at some point. I'm feeling fit, These shoes I can feel they're starting to chow me. Got to the garage. I think I took that first live there at the garage or something. I was really starting to feel my feet. Like, okay, this might be a little tougher than I thought, but let's see. These guys are walking pretty fast, man. I see the pace is high here. The pace is high. This is the pace. I'm running out of breath, guys. Please walk. This is the pace, guys. I want everyone at home to understand the pace that we are taking. We're getting there. Because at some point I had to I was feeling pains everywhere, man. So quick. I was like, yo, I need to push and talk to my body. Let's go. I'm fighting, Because also another thing is Strauss was flipping fit that day, and I had to catch up, So I was playing catch up. So that's what made it even more difficult. But it kept us moving. And I also didn't want to hold anybody back, So there's also that thing that's pushing me, I don't want to hold this back. So we started. I changed shoes at some point. I changed to sandals. I was like, no ways, I'm changing. And then we continued with those sandals. Eventually, I also got tired of them. Then I dressed to my other shoes. So I had 2 pairs and those sandals. Yeah. What happened at the end of it? Boy, if I tell you, we walked 45 Ks that day. We walked 45 kilometers. And I remember it was afternoon, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And I was going through the most. Blisters, feet, ankles, what you call this thing? Your knees and your hamstring, even these parts, your groins, everything is it's shutting down, and I'm sweating, and at that point I was even actually dry again, and I was just pushing, man. I was just pushing myself to the limits, and then eventually I think it was around 40 Ks or so. I couldn't go anymore, I just fell, and I was like, there's no way. And I had to call the guys, because they were by the town now, so we're supposed to walk the last 10 Ks and get to the finish line. But yo, man, it was flipping tough at that point. And so I said, yo, go ahead, and he just ran. And I was going through a lot of emotions at the time, because I was like, I'm so pissed at this guy. How could he be leaving me? At some point, I'm walking alone. At some point, I'm going through breakdowns. It just, and it's just so painful, man. And you think about a lot, and it's I was full on detoxing from everything, from body to soul, and it came in sweat and tears, literally. So I got there, KK were on their way, and then I just stood up and I tried to walk again. And at this point, I'm walking like this, I'm limping, It just feels like I got into a fight, like a deep fight, and I'm just limping back home. That's how I looked. And eventually the guys pulled up behind. I just heard them hoot, and I saw them there, and they looked like they were worried about me. And I just got in the car, and I just put my head on the passenger seat, and I just let them drive. And I was quiet the whole time. And what was going on in my head was just how difficult this actually is, and how I'm going to go all the way 27 days of this, and how disappointed I kind of am also in myself for being weak Um, yeah, this is all weird pride, you know. Um, but I was disappointed, man. I was like, I feel like a failure. I felt like, I, why am I falling behind? You know, why am I, you know? And this guy's just going, and look at him, he's just running right now. This guy is running, bro, and I'm just like, oh, I'm pissed, touched right now. So got to the board, cause they even stopped for him, and they're like, "Hey, Sty, let's go." He's like, "Go ahead." Till we got to the board, I'm like, "This nigga crazy, bro." Whoa, I was like, this guy is crazy. But we got to the board, and I'm just hearing this guy. I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat. I'm like, this guy, man, like, he's pissing me off. I feel like these are jabs at me. These are shots, taking shots right now. Oh, but I was like, all right, let me suck up every bit of pride that I have, you know. Got out the car, went to the board. I even gave him a car. I was like, hey, man, well done. Uh, but yeah, man, I was dealing with a lot of myself at the time. Then I went to, then we went to the camping site. And we got to the camping site, and we tried to make an interview there. These guys, because we were shooting a documentary, so we'll be putting it together because we have a lot of footage on this camera that we took. So we plan to put a documentary together, by the way. So yeah, just putting it out there. So now as we're there, we're lying in the blow up beds in the tent, and we're having these interviews, and I can't even think at this point. Like, I've never felt that tired in my life. Like, I've never I've never felt that exhausted. I've never felt that drenched in my life, like down and out, like out cold. So I was also like just trying to think. I'm like, guys, yo, like, I just need to rest, you know. Eventually, when we ate some lentils, put our legs in ice. Yo, that ice was cold. You'll see some of the footage there on the donkey. Um, but yeah, we got to the tent, and we were cold that night, very cold. And it was just hard to sleep, man. It was hard to sleep. We didn't really get much sleep because it was cold. And now and then we'd wake up, and then sometimes I have to go take a piss now, and I'm thinking. And yeah, so the next day made the next day even tougher. But at least the next day was 25 k's to that town. So we knew that, okay, it's at least closer than yesterday. So it's kind of like half. At least we got the taste of what the first day is. The first day was the threshold. So then we walked to, and we finished early, like in like 2 o'clock or so. Then we went and we got to another place called Tava Lingwe, and I remember that place because that was the first time like things changed. You know, I had a shock of my life. Um, we were in the car, relaxing after a nice walk. That's always the best times, getting into the car after the walk, putting your feet out, taking off your shoes, yo, and just basking and just being like so relaxed and like, yeah, I got this. I can rest now. Um, they went inside, you know, told them about the initiative. This is what we're doing, and we need a place to sleep and this and that. How much would it be? Which is the cheapest place you could get for us? So we went to the campsite again. So we thought, okay, we're gonna sleep there. It's 400 for all of us because we did kind of a budget for this, but I don't think would have been enough, you know. But we budgeted what we can at the time. As we're going there to set up at the campsite, I'm seeing this lady walk down, and apparently KK or Jerry or whoever asked for ice. So I thought she was gonna come tell us that, you know, they don't have, or whatever the case is, or this is where we can get it. But she comes down and she says, "Yeah, guys, you guys can stay here for free. Like, here's your money. Gave us back our money, and we could stay at their rooms." So I was like, "What? Like, we got their rooms?" And she gave us back. our money. I mean, her money. Wow. Okay. Like, this is different. This is new. You know, you don't get that. Like, no one will give you back money for a business, a place that you stay. I mean, a business and accommodation. You got visitors. It's not even that packed. Like, there's almost nobody there. But you gave us back the money we gave you. And that meant a lot to me. And I'm so grateful for that. Um, and I'm grateful also to God for that, because I just saw that happening and I was like, yo, this is this is spiritual actually. So she gave the money and then went to the place. Yo, guys, I don't know how long I'm actually gonna be talking, because this was a long journey. Like, this is not talking about a weekend. If I could tell you that every day had an experience of its own out of these 27 days, like, it's hard to put it all together and just say exactly what happened. I think that's why I meant to. I just had to make this video at some point, because I just need to have all the information there. And if whoever needs all the information will get it. And I don't have to explain it to everybody, because it's not easy to explain it, because it's so much. But anyways, we got to, I'm forgetting all these towns, but we just, in this trip, started to get more and more free accommodations. And I want to list all these places in the description, because I won't be able to remember them all, first of all, in this conversation. But I really do want to acknowledge them, because we were grateful. So Free State, man, has just been good to us, and it kind of twisted my mind, because I used to have a certain perception of Free State. I thought it was racist, and it wasn't a good place to be. But I actually saw a lot of kindness throughout the Free State trip. A lot of love, and them understanding what we're doing and supporting us, literally. Because that's what they were doing. You're supporting us by letting us sleep in your houses for free, So we slept there for free, like, and we don't have to pay. Like, now we have more money to survive other days. We have more money to get food. We have more money to get more water if we run out of water, all those other things. And it did help us with that throughout the trip. So you guys played a nice role a great role in the accommodation process. So we are so grateful for that. Because Free State is kind of big, guys. It was a long trip. So yeah, so we started getting all these accommodations. So you guys are gonna see these things and all these different accommodations, different days. And we walked again, and I was getting stronger slowly, and I was getting happy that all these days I'm starting to get a little stronger and stronger. Stronger, stronger. I listened to that Kanye. Shout out to Kanye for that song, man. That song kept me going. The songs that kept me going on this trip, when I was walking there with these headphones, like Stronger and Michael Jackson's Earth song. Oh my goodness. Earth song, like, opened a certain chakra or energy, or like, I don't know, but this is like one of the best experiences I had in this trip. I remember, because Star used to leave me. And I was struggling. He also went through his pains. I'm going to go ahead a bit and then come back, because now I'm already on this topic. But that was after the second rest day, after the traumatic day 8, that you guys saw on the Instagram. On day 9, like, I got new shoes at Mr. Price. And then they were good for walking. I read the detail and everything. I wanted to make sure I get good shoes, because the shoes were killing me in these trips. So I wanted to find a day where I get new shoes, because I did ask for new shoes, and the KK got shoes, and they worked for me, but they only lasted like 2 days on that trip, so they weren't strong enough. So I needed strong shoes. So those shoes kept me going, and I remember when I felt them, I was like, yes, I'm on, baby, I'm on. So we went on day 9, and this day, man, I don't know what happened, but I got some other strength. I just walked that day. Like, I walked, and I remember just feeling like energy just pushed me. Like I was finally detoxed because I'd also have been eating a lot of sea moss, burdock root. Like I'd eat it in the morning and later on before I sleep. And I was also having some moringa tea from Feral Foods. Shout out to you guys. And I would also be having a lot of there was a moringa tea and there was a moringa concentrate that I'd put in my water. And then my cousin Sans and Moache, her partner, hooked me up with it's a plant-based protein shake. So I also had that just to build up. Whenever I had these rest days, I also always made sure that I had those things and then rested, you know. So that day, I felt clean. I felt it. Imagine, this is day 9 now. And imagine throughout these days, I didn't tell you guys this, but we have been not eating on the road. We've just been surviving on bananas, apples, and peanuts. That's it. And water. So throughout the day, you know, literally fasting, like going through a fast while we're walking. So you can imagine, you know, what that would do to a person. I just felt powerful, and I just felt like I saw me in such a positive light, you know. It's like, how can I say it? It's like starting to see yourself the way God sees you. Seeing you as this magnificent being, seeing you as this like God like character, you know, being a God, you know, because you feel that image, you know. You're pure, you're just I don't know. I thought at some point I was on a borderline start flying, bro. But man, I can't explain, man. But I felt a lot of good energy because before this, like those first 8 days, trust me, every time I sat down, every time I wanted to sit down, I wanted to be able to sit down. Every time I got to sit down, I was so excited, and I wanted to sit there for a while. And most of the time, Star would be ahead, so I'd go and get to him while he's sitting, and then sit, and then he's been sitting, and then now he's gonna end up leaving soon, and then he leaves, and now I have to kind of feel that pressure of him now leaving again, and now I have to stand up and go. So I wouldn't get that much rest. But now, babe, I was the one ahead at this point. So I was also just happy, you know, for myself. And I just felt like I achieved something. I felt like I've gotten stronger than I was before. It was nice seeing yourself progress. It was nice seeing yourself better than before. It was nice seeing yourself from day 1 to now and seeing the growth. And this was just day 9. And from that moment, I got excited also about the rest of the days. And I was like, I could be really stronger by the end of those 27 days. So, yeah. Yo. This camera betrayed me. But I'm so glad I got it on audio. So I was speaking for a while and didn't realize that this camera was not shooting. Like, I'm perplexed. Yeah, but anyways, it's fine. Everything happens for a reason. I'm gonna see it in post, what that meant.